Back at you folks with another review. Last Friday when I was into Cigars, I picked up the Leaf and Bean, or the Leaf by Oscar. If you notice this ugly looking stuff here, well, it's not ugly, it's a beautiful thing. That's actually a tobacco leaf. And as the story goes, Island Jim, who owns Club Leaf and Bean up in Pittsburgh, was in Honduras, and he was there on a mission to get someone to make a cigar for him. Well, he bumped into Oscar right away, because Oscar used to be, I'm sure he's not doing it anymore, the guy that would pick you up at the airport, take you 70 miles an hour. Wow, that would just really worry me, because that leaf is coming off there, and it's like, you know, have you ever gotten one with a cracked wrapper? And I know this isn't, but anyway, Oscar worked for Rocky Patel, actually made cigars for Rocky Patel. And while Island Jim was at Honduras, he got Oscar to make him a few cigars. And this was towards the end of the day, and he was looking for something to wrap them in. Now, there's two stories. I'm going to tell you one, and you'll probably hear the other. He said to Oscar, he said, "Hey, wrap this, do me a favor, wrap this in a leaf." And Oscar looked at him, sort of scratched his head, and said, "Hey, dude, all of my cigars are wrapped in leaves." He said, No, I want to protect it." So, you know, he obliged him, and Island Jim went on back to his hotel. Now, one story says he was at his hotel, another story says he waited until he got home. I like the first story, that he went back to his hotel, and the next morning decided to unwrap it and smoke it. Well, lo and behold, what he found was an extraordinary amount of like an oily patina on the stick. He had actually invented something that nobody else had ever thought of. The natural oil from the leaf that he wrapped around it, as I'm opening this up, you basically open it up just the opposite of the way they wrap it. Well, I'm probably going to make a mess of this, but I'm going to tear off both ends because it makes it a little easier to get to it, and then you basically unroll it. So this is the Maduro. Beautiful stick. Just look at that. See? Very, very little veins. Very good construction. Very solid throughout. It's virtually seamless. Just an awesome stick. I'm going to go ahead and get this lit. Get it cut first. Whoops. Bet you saw that, didn't you, huh? See, when I cut one, I just barely try to get that cap off there. Some people go down a little further, but as you can see, I get very little bit of the cap off. So that's how the story got started. The partnership between these two gentlemen, and they sell a pot full of them nationwide. It's caught on. It's not a novelty. People look at it and say, "Oh, that's like the barber pole. That's a novelty." No, it's not a novelty. And if you smoke one, I'm sure you'll agree. He has three different. No, he has four different wrappers, I believe. He has the Connecticut, the Corojo, the Sumatra, and the Maduro. Now, I've had the Connecticut. I had the Corojo yesterday. I was going to do a review on that, but right in the middle of the review, my darling wife called and messed my recording up, and I couldn't tell her what I was doing. And so, as you notice, I'm just very carefully toasting this thing. You know, you don't want to burn your cigar, but you do want to get her good and toasted. I'm a firm believer that the more thorough job you do of lighting it, the better your smoke will be. Hmm. Wow. Got a taste of like a mocha taste. Very good. As you can see from the get-go, she lit very evenly. So I'll come back at you here in a little bit. Okay folks, I'm back. I've smoked about that much of it. Burning perfectly. It really is. You know, it's taking on a little bit of a, not too salty, but a little bit of a salty note. Sort of like, well, like a pretzel, a salty pretzel flavor. Maybe even a little nuttiness there. It's just smoking beautiful, I'll tell you. Anytime you can pick up one of these, absolutely do. Gotta love this cigar. So far. We'll see how it continues. Oh, and I threw all the wrappers away. Well, no, not all the wrappers. Just the additional leaf. And by the way, it comes with 2 cigar bands, too. One on the outside and one on the inside. Oh, look at those ashes. I love it when a cigar ash is like that. Nice white ash. As you can see where I'm at now, I'm probably getting into the second, third. Picking up that mocha taste, that mocha flavor again, which is a good thing. Still plenty of smoke. Look at that. Gotta love that. This Maduro wrapper, you know, I'm picking up still a little bit of like a leathery tone. I'm sitting here thinking about, gosh, what, you know, this would pair good with something with honey. Maybe even a little bit of Jack Daniels with honey. You know, I happen to have a bottle up there, but it's a little early yet, but if it wasn't so early, I'd be pairing it. Highly recommend this thing, burning fine. I'm trying not to ash this thing, but you know, I get a little nervous. It's not like I'm outside and can just let them fall. I'll catch up with you here in a little bit. Well, I said a little bit. Let me pause this thing. Okay. Getting down here to probably the final third here. Still smoking, burning very well. Might need a little touch up, but you know, part of that I attribute to me trying to keep long ashes on, and it just broke off a little crooked. So it's me, not the stick. This certainly is not a gimmick. It's not a barber pole that falls apart from you, on you so often. Just because of the leaf idea wrapped around it, I think really attributes to the overall flavor of this stick. Definitely is a cigar that I would have as a go-to cigar in my humidor. One of these days I'm going to get up to Pittsburgh and stop by their shop. I think it'd be just a real experience meeting old Island Jim and let him maybe fill in, hey, what's the real story on your stick? Was it your idea to wrap it, or was it Oscar's? I'm going to continue finishing this, but let me tell you, unless I come back and tell you different, this is certainly a go-to stick. I think I paid somewhere in the neighborhood of, you know, I threw that away, of probably in the neighborhood of a $7 to $8 cigar. I know I see them listed other places, $9, but I think I paid in the neighborhood of $7 to $8 cigars. I'll certainly know tomorrow because I intend to go back to Cigars and pick up another one. So that's me for now, out. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you all later.